Hey, Warrior Saints, Father Chris here. Welcome to our Crucifixional live stream. Glad to have you, beautiful people, with us. Last week, LeBron James broke the all-time NBA scoring title, passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who I'm a diehard Lakers fan. Always gotta show respect for the cap. I think he should have held the record, but at least I take consolation in the fact that at least when Braun broke the record, he's wearing a Lakers jersey. So I take some hope in that. You know, it's really actually a very monumental achievement. I mean, that's almost 39,000 points. That's pretty impressive. Really, it's a lot of dedication the guy put in to keeping his body and his mind sharp. With that, and his skills, obviously, we found in celebration of this a meme that made it all so fascinating. It was a guy who juxtaposed two pictures, one of Michael Jordan's game-winning shot in the NBA Finals against the Utah Jazz, and then on the bottom was LeBron's shot when he broke the record of Kareem's scoring title. And so when you look at it, I mean, it's really an impressive photo, not because of the men, the athletes, and their shooting form, but look at the fans. Right? In the MJ picture, they're all looking at him. But notice how interesting in the Braun picture, they're all looking at their phones, right? And you know, we found that meme to be like a really great conversation starter here for us in the Warrior Saints team, because like you're not going to criticize the people of MJ's time. Like, it's much better. See how it was in the days gone by when they didn't have their phones, and now these damn kids and their phones. You know, like, I mean, if they had the phones at the time of Michael Jordan, they would have been looking through their phones as well, right? It was a product of something that didn't exist at the time. With all of that being said, it makes us wonder, like, we ask the question, what filter are we looking at the world through? And are we really there in the moments? When life's great moments happen, are we really there? Or are we looking through the lens of something different, right? Like, I mean, think about it. Like, you got to imagine, like, those pictures, when they're looking at Jordan, those people they're there, and it's in their mind. It's burned there forever. The other people, you know, they've got those phones. It's awesome because they've captured their own footage, real footage that is theirs of an historic moment. But it's funny because they didn't really see it, right? Like, you know, when you're trying to like film things and you hold it up, oh look, it's kind of like, you know, that whole thing when you're filming and you're trying to look, and it's hard to see through what you want because then still get the shot. You end up looking at the world through the screen, right? And this is, like I said, it's marvelous technology in that we get to immortalize that image. But that moment is gone. It's not burned into our hearts and minds. Does that make sense? And being present means, in some real sense, we have to be present. Listen to this verse. We found this from Psalm 16. It's beautiful. It's talking about being in the presence of the Lord, and that when we're with the Lord and present with Him, life is clearly directed for us. Psalm 16, verse 11. Thou dost show me the path of life. In thy presence there is fullness of joy. In thy right hand are pleasures forevermore. In thy presence you show me the path of life, O Lord, right? And the pleasure is there, fullness is there, it's all the fullness of joy, he says. If we cannot be present at a sporting event where we're watching some of the world's best athletes play their sport, can we also find ourselves maybe not being present in our relationships with our spouses, with our children, or with our parents, in the workforce, or in schools when we're studying and learning? Are we present when we are with the Lord, right? Like, if we think about it, when we find our time even to be in the presence of the Lord, are we so distracted with all the other things, or have we deliberately put another kind of lens through which we're seeing the world in front of our time that we should be spending with God? These are things that, you know, I'm sure you know they are dangerous, but yet I'm sure we all participate in. We can make a change from that. We really don't have to be like that. I'm not saying to get rid of your phones. I just showed you my phone. The Bible verse I just read to you was from my phone. It's got some great, absolutely great features and some great technology that we can use, but do we have to look at the world through it? My challenge to you, Warrior Saints, is when you are in a moment, to be in that moment, to actually experience through your own eyes the love of a father with a child, a mother with a child, husbands and wives together, parents and children, and all of this, in friendships, in workplaces, in work environments, people in the world that you encounter, to be present in the moment. When you're in nature, don't worry about taking pictures. Take pictures. When you're with the Lord, don't let yourself be distracted. Don't let yourself be distracted. Now, it's challenging to do that because we know that these tools and these instruments are very powerful and they do hold sway over us. We have to learn how to overcome that, which is, I'm glad you're with us, because at the Way of the Warrior Saint, when you visit warriorsaints.org, you're going to find that we've got all kinds of stuff to teach us how to do that. It's pretty simple. When you subscribe to the Way of the Warrior Saint, number 1, subscribe. Number 2, watch the videos. Number 3, implement the biblical wisdom, the teaching, and the tools that we give you, and you will find that you are going to very quickly become present in the world in which you live, the world that you reside, and no longer find yourself looking at the world through a screen. Love you. Be back tomorrow. As always, keep walking on the way of the Warrior Saint.